Good afternoon and welcome to the Teachers Retirement Board, May 16th, 2019 regular board meeting. I'll start by taking the roll. Deborah Penny.
Here.
David Kazansky.
Present.
Thomas Brown.
Here.
Tish Lapudula.
Tisa Lapadula.
Thank you. Tisha Lapudula.
Lindsay Oaks.
Here for Lindsay Oaks. And then, all right, and then Cynthia Collins.
Here.
And Suzanne. All right, we have a quorum. And the first order of business today is in accordance with section 13509 of the Administrative Code of the City of New York, as well as Article 2 of the bylaws of the Teachers Retirement Board, we shall elect a chairperson for its membership at the annual meeting held in May of each year. We therefore open the floor for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Deborah Penny.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Congratulations, Deborah, you're on the chair. Okay.
And John asked me to express that he's sorry he had a family emergency. He couldn't be here today to share in you. Big day and vote for your chair. Thank you. So, he's here in spirit.
Okay. So next on the agenda is an update on TRS operations, and Thad McTeague is going to give us that update.
Thank you, Patricia. TRS successfully implemented the next phase of our modernization program earlier this month. In a major system upgrade, we introduced an online claims process for beneficiaries to use. We expect this will streamline the claim and payment process for death benefits. We also introduced online payment options for members who are making payments to TRS. Members can use e-check from their bank, a debit card, or credit card to pay for loan payments, contribution deficits, or service purchases. In the first week of operation, well over 100 members have utilized this new feature. We're on summer retirement season now, so with summer retirement filings this June, as in past years, representatives from the Department of Education's Benefit Office will be here at TRS to accept health benefit applications for our members who are filing for retirement. Representatives will be on site from June 6th to June 28th. This service during the peak filing period provides members the convenience of filing TRS paperwork and DOE paperwork in one location.
Thank you, Thad. Next on the agenda is the report from the actuary.
Thank you, Patricia. I just wanted to, before again, introduce my new Deputy General Counsel, Karen Blackman-Collin. She's assisting Keith in my office. Now that Keith has had kind of an expanded role with being the Chief Administrative Officer as well and managing HR and IT, we needed more help on the legal side, especially with more fiscal notes coming through and doing that. So very happy to have Karen started this Monday.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
So the first item on the agenda is the final fiscal year 2019 employer contribution. That amount is approximately $3.7 billion, and this represents an approximately $72 million decrease from the preliminary. I'm sorry, this is a final fiscal year 2019 employer contribution. It represents a $72 million decrease from the preliminary fiscal year 19 employer contribution. About a large portion of this is due, mostly all of it, is due to the 2019 A&Ms that we had adopted earlier this year. All but $92,000 is due to that. The $92,000 is due to a new charter school, Imagine Me Leadership, that was added for this fiscal year. And the biggest contributing factor to the A&M change was the mortality piece, that caused a gain in the contributions, which led to most of the gain here that you see.
Okay.
Are there any questions? Can I help answer? Okay, excellent. All right, the second item is the annual rebalancing of the TDA and the QPP. You can see in your packet that it's, you can see the difference between the QPP and the TDA and all the various funds, variable funds from it. This year we do have a transfer from the passport funds to the QPP, and this year it's an amount of approximately $143 million. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions that there may be. If you have the exhibit in front of you, or the memo in front of you, it's in Appendix A, where you can see each of the accounts for the QPP and the TDA of where the transfers are. And if you sum up the last column, that's how you get to the 143. Okay. And then lastly is the fiscal note report. There was one fiscal note that was issued pertaining to teachers since the last time that we met. This was a COLA fiscal note adjusting the cap for the cost of living adjustment from $18,000 to $21,000, and this amounted to an increase in contributions of approximately $237 million. COLA does cost quite a lot, so increasing it just $3,000, the cap for $3,000, does cost a lot because it is $3,000, per member per retiree, but it's also on an annual basis. So the following year is not just $3,000, it's $6,000, so it does compound over the year.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Next on the agenda is the Executive Director's Report, and the first item on the Executive Director's Report is the next meeting. So it has been suggested that the next regular meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board be held on the third Thursday of the month, June 20th, 2019. So we shall mark our calendars. Next is the administrative budget for fiscal year 2020. Whereas
Please skip to the resolve.
resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2020, exclusive of modernization, shall include an amount of $22,830,240 attributable to the variable annuity programs and loan expense funds, and $44,278,049 attributable to the employer, for a total budget excluding modernization of $67,108,289. And be it further resolved that the TRS agency budget for fiscal year 2020 shall include the amount of $20,880,000 to be provided by the variable annuity expense fund, and $8,120,000 to be provided as an administrative expense contribution to pay for the modernization program, for a total modernization budget of $29 million. And be it further resolved that the trustees hereby authorize the executive director or her designee to expend monies out of such budget to fund necessary operations in accordance with the approved budget and governing law.
Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2020 administrative budget?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor of the motion to approve the fiscal year 2020 budget, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Any discussion?
Discussion? Okay.
Good job. Next on the executive director's report is to authorize continuation of base with point fee for variable annuity programs.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the administrative expense charge for assets in the variable annuity fund shall continue at 18 basis points, 1.5 BPS monthly, through the fiscal year 2020, and be it further resolved that any excess expense fee revenue that may exist at the end of fiscal year 2019 shall be rolled into the variable fund unit values on a pro rata basis pursuant to the process developed by TRS staff, and be it further resolved that the TRS staff shall continually monitor and review revenue from the expense fee and shall notify the board of any material changes in its assumptions or experienced that may impact the expense fee.
Try this again. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to continue the 18 basis point fee for the variable annuity program?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Ms. Peters. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to approve the continuation of the 18 basis point fee for the variable annuity program, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
Strike that.
Can you strike that from the record?
As in you have no objection to it moving forward, right?
I was just
Sit there on your first day.
I was looking at that gavel and I was wasn't paying attention.
Motion carries.
You took that out? Okay, you took that out.
Gently.
Oh well.
Okay.
So much fun.
So the next resolution is the actuary's determination for the final fiscal year 2019 employer contributions to the teachers' retirement system of the City of New York.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the employer contribution to the teachers' retirement system of the City of New York for fiscal year 2019 in the amount of $3,696,685,559 is hereby approved by the Board of Trustees.
Is there a motion to approve the actuary's recommendation for final fiscal year 2019 employer contribution?
So moved. You can have that one, Susanna.
Thank you. So moved. Oh, thank you, Susanna. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve the actuary's recommendation for the final fiscal year 2019 employer contribution fiscal year 2020 budget, please say aye. Yeah, what did you do?
That was mine. Please say.
All opposed, please. So let's just be clear, right? This is for the fiscal year 2019. Okay.
Employer contribution.
Employer contributions. Any opposed? Please say nay.
Don't look
Any
at me.
abstentions? Just in
Don't look
case.
at me.
Motion
I don't
carries.
know how that came out.
Next on the agenda is the authorization of rebalancing of funds for the teachers' retirement system of the City of New York, May 2019.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the board adopts the actuary's recommendation and authorizes TRS staff to effectuate the internal rebalancing in the amount of $143,196. I screwed that up, right? $143,196,305 from the passport funds to the QPP in accordance with such recommendation.
Is there a motion to authorize the rebalancing of funds in accordance with the analysis of the chief actuary? Please say aye. No.
So moved.
Second.
I'll be here to help.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to approve the rebalancing of funds in accordance with the analysis of the chief actuary, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries.
See.
Next on the agenda is the calendar for April and May 2019. You all received an electronic copy. And the first item on the calendar is the matter of the approval of the minutes for the month of March 21st, 2019 board minute meetings.
Is there a motion to approve the calendar? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion of the calendar? All in favor of approving the calendar, please say aye.
Hold on. We're approving the minutes.
The minutes.
If I may be so bold.
Calendar.
Did you just say the calendar?
Well, the minutes are the first item on the calendar.
Okay, so
But
this
it's
would be
the
the calendar.
I mean, you can, if you approve the calendar, I guess you could approve
Okay.
the minutes can get approved along with it.
Wonderful. So was there a second? Susanna approved, was there
Second.
okay. Any discussion of the calendar? And then all those All those in favor of approving the calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Excuse me, Antonia.
All right, the next item on the agenda is a presentation from Robert Bartholomew on member responsiveness self-service. Trends moving our business along.
Hi, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. So, this afternoon, I want to talk a little bit about our efforts to move our business online and how our members are responding thus far. So, I'll start with the vision we have. Our vision is that as we continue with our modernization project, is that at the end of our project, when it's complete, virtually all business can be done online. And we want our website to be the preferred way for members to do business with us. So, some of the benefits of the online business. Well, members can log in at any time. Members will enter their data directly, and we'll have controls for them to make less errors. This will help facilitate faster and more efficient straight-through processing and free up our staff to work and focus on more complex problem solving. And our member service reps will be there to support during regular business hours. Why self-service? Well, we are actually beginning to see members prefer it. And some of the reasons they prefer it, it's more secure. Our members are able to log into their own portal with our enhanced security. It's timely. We get the information from them immediately and we can begin processing. And again, it's convenient. It's convenient for them, 24/7, 365, as I mentioned before, and it's green. Our business is also aligned with us promoting self-service. For us, it's one thing, it's cost savings for us, especially for postage. We save postage and mailing out thousands of statements. And it also reduces risk for us receiving incomplete information from our members. Filing online will not let you forget, will not let our members forget information needed to process their request. And then our member service focus will shift from being status providers right now into more to supplying information of how they can take advantage of all the benefits in applying online and providing technical assistance if they're having difficulties with applying online. So a little bit of our website history. TRS first launched our website in 1998. And this is how our website looked. And we made some changes along the way. And in 2016, we introduced a new look and feel in our first phase of our modernization project. And this is our website now. Now, as each phase goes into production, we'll be putting more and more member transactions online. Thad mentioned earlier that our phase 4 went into production earlier this month, and we had online payments was a feature that we introduced when that went into production. So I want to take a look at some of our in-service members' website activity. Since we introduced our new look and feel in 2016, we've seen a trend, an upward trend in more members and more website activity. In the 2017, you see that large jump. I looked at that, and we saw that in 2017, we sent an email blast to UFD members who received a lump sum payment as a result of their contract. And we invited them to go online and make a one-time change to their TDA rate. And what we saw a lot of members took advantage of that at that point. We're looking at our retired members' website activity as well. And even though it's not as much, but it's encouraging to see our retired members also going online and doing more. So as we see more activity online, we are also seeing an increase in member transactions. Members are doing more online when the option is available on the portal. We realize that that's the preferred method they would use in lieu of filing a paper application. So since 2016, we see an increase of members going online to do transactions like loans, TDA contribution rate, changing their beneficiary, and filing less paper with us. So it seems like they do prefer it, and even if they need support from our member service rep, that's the option we see members are using. So what has been our strategy to increase our website usage and to continue to do so? Well, we promote our website in all our newsletters. We distribute newsletters to our in-service and retiring members each year, and we always refer and write articles on new features on our website and encourage them to go onto our website. In all of our correspondence, we refer members to our website if they need more information in all of our correspondence. And in our outreach events, last year we did a little over 40 outreach events between the UFD, CSA, and CUNY, where we go and we set up a display tables, we have giveaways, and we talk about websites and the feature of the websites and the benefits that members can get in using our website. Social media. Each one of our posts links to our website. So whether our members go on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, we have a link that they can go directly to our website to get information and conduct business if they need to. We also have a growing library of tutorial videos. And these videos, we have videos that show members how to log on, videos of how to access their account statements online, and we'll be putting more online. I think I started with one of our videos here. Individual encouragement as well, and calls. When members call our call center, our member service reps encourage and promote members to use the website, talk to them about the benefits of using the website, as well as provide technical support if needed, as well as in our walk-in center. Our reps in our walk-in center assist members when they come in. We have kiosks available where members go and they log into their own portal, they conduct their business, and if they need assistance, we have our member service reps, they're available there to assist them. And in our member education sessions, in our member education center on the second floor, our newly constructed member education center, as we call it internally here, our MEC, we have member programs that we promote the website here as well. Last year, we had over 60 programs, and so a little over 1,500 members, where we promoted our website, showed them how to log in, and gave other information of how to benefit from our website. So what we're seeing is that if the option is available on the websites to self-serve, it seems that that's the option that some of our members are actually taking. And we'll be working on surveys to confirm that, as well as to get any other information and feedback from our members about their TRS experience. Questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert.
Questions?
That was great.
Questions for Robert?
Robert, you did a great job. Thank you. Wonderful job. Robert, I do have a question. The videos that you're able to see when you get online, you can do that from the home page before you go into your own personal part. You don't have to sign on with a pin or a pack to see the
No,
videos.
you don't have to, or you can even access it from YouTube, but you don't have to sign on to access those videos.
Wow, that's from the original homepage.
Okay.
Great. Great news. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Next on the agenda is questions or comments from the public.
Yes. First
Could you
one
state
on
your
the
name?
presentation. The number of transactions that increased. Have you studied on the
Mr.
number of
Gelfand, please
transactions?
identify yourself for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry. Henry Gelfand, retiree, beneficiary. Okay? Have you analyzed whether the increase in the number of transactions online are due to additional people signing on, or it's the same people that are just doing more transactions that they've always done?
Well, we saw an increase in activity from the members, right? And I believe it's not more than the same people, but it's new people as well signing on. Like what I mentioned with when we had these new members from the UFT contract, when they signed on and logged in, we saw that a lot of them also remained, they also continued to do other transactions online.
Now, have you addressed the problem of moving more and more online with the people who have been retired for a long time? You have a lot of millennials who are retired, or getting close to retirement. They're used to using a computer. How about people who are in that graph that you had a couple of meetings ago,
Right.
showing where membership is increasing in the 80 to 90 to 100 zone? They are not.
So I
So
would
I
just
could
say, Mr. Gelfand.
I mean, I could speak to that, yes, hi. So one of my positions is also the liaison to the retirees. So every time I go to an annual meeting, I bring with me papers from TRS that explain how to log on to the website, and I talk a little bit about it. And then on June 11th, TRS is coming to the annual meeting, the monthly meeting, I'm sorry, at the UFT, and they're going to do a presentation on how to log on and what they can do on there. So we've been trying to address it as much as possible.
But the
I would
problem is
also add to what the chair said, is we also, if a person, first of all, if you're 80 or over, we send you a paper document as well as you could go online. We understand that at some point people may not be comfortable with the computer, so for where we're doing online statements, if you're 80 or over, we send you a paper document, a paper statement as well. We also, if you call and say, I don't want to use the computer, I'm not comfortable with the computer, we'll send you a form and you can fill out the form. So we do accommodate for people who are not comfortable using a computer.
But I think most people acknowledge that as people get older, they're not as assertive. They don't look and realize that this is available.
So that's why whether you ask or not, when you turn 80 years old, we start to send you the paper again.
Now,
If you think people at 75 need that, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
we'll take a look at what reaction we get from our members, and then we can always adjust that age. But I think, I mean, just from our own experience with our parents and other people, you're pretty, you know, when you get to be about 80 is when you may start needing a little bit more help. That's what we're
has
saying.
anybody listened to the telephone verbal message when you sign in or log in?
To the
They give you 4
IVR.
numbers. 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay? If you're over the hill or you have a hearing problem, 1, 2, 7, 8 is not very clear. It should be 1, 2, 7, 8. It should not be a computerized voice that just slurs.
Well, we're gonna be, replacing our IVR.
As we continue our modernization program, we'll take all your comments
Okay,
under
all of my
advisement.
comments are, I guess, based on this modernization.
Sure.
Is everybody's, whenever there is something, and the thing was, on your title page, it was dealing with the members, is everything will be handled in the modernization. One of the things that upsets me terribly is the quarterly report on the TDA. 2 different places, it states value. In the last one, it was March 31st, 2019. The unit value used for March 31st is not March unit value, it's the April unit value. So you're telling the member that's the value on date of printing, but you're saying it's March 31st. That is not very good accounting,
But we'll
If
take that
you're-
under advisement.
okay?
Oh.
Now this, I rate,
The whole unit value to move behind. All right, so as part of our modernization project in a later phase, we're gonna be looking at the
But-
unit value.
but the problem is, I urged the TRS intention in December. It is a couple of lines in the computer that doesn't require a modernization. It only requires somebody to go in there and tell the computer to use the proper unit value. If you received a report from your investment company where it gave you the value saying it's on a certain date, but it's not that date, you would be very upset. That's not good accounting. And yet it says, oh, we'll get to it eventually. It's been going on too long. It should be corrected, and it should be corrected promptly. That's one of the things in this presentation. We react to the members, but you're not reacting to the members. You're saying, we'll get to it eventually. Okay?
Mr. Gelfand, Thad McTeague is gonna address you.
Thank you for coming today, Mr. Goff. And I know you and I had an extensive
It's a very
conversation on this.
extended, yes.
And I believe that in that extensive conversation, you know, we agreed to disagree to the extent that we do not feel that we're doing it incorrectly, but that we would take your comments under advisement as we look to the future. But I would say for the record, as I told you, I think in our correspondence and in our personal conversation, which was quite lengthy, that we believe there is nothing incorrect or in any way as you suggested that our accounting was not correct. I think reasonable people can disagree on this.
When you say the value of your account on March 31st is X number of dollars, and you use the unit value for April, the member is not getting accurate information. Yes, we agree to disagree, but that doesn't preclude me from informing more people of what's going on.
I appreciate you being here today, and I don't know that it's not accurate. We're kind of taking a unit value and giving folks the most current.
Then don't
And as
say on 2 places on the report, unit value as of March 31st.
As I said, we feel our accounting is accurate. So I can't let that statement go unrecognized because we feel it's accurate, and we agreed in our letters and in our conversation that we would take your comments under advisement, but we feel the information we're providing the members are timely and accurate.
How you can have something timely and accurate when there is an error?
There's not an error.
Yes, there is. When you write on my quarterly report, value as of March 31st, and you use the unit value for April, that is an error. That is an accounting error, that's a reporting error, and it's nothing that you can sweep under the rug.
So I mean, we could go on forever, and I don't
Okay.
want to do that. You're a gentleman, but I would just state again for the record, we feel that our accounting is accurate, our records are accurate, and that we're serving the members in an appropriate fashion.
Okay? At the March meeting, the executive director of the association spoke about member-centric and spoke about transparency. We're not seeing transparency. We're seeing what we're doing is right and we cannot be held accountable. You foiled the records officer. They're supposed to respond in 5 days, they don't respond within 5 days. They eventually get and send you a notice, we will give you a report within 30 days. Sometimes you get a report in 30 days, sometimes you don't get any report. I requested certain reports electronically. I was sent a bill telling me I had to pay for printer copies. The law does not require me to receive paper copies. If it's the material I'm requesting is an electronic form, it has to be presented in electronic form. Why, with transparency, isn't the Records Access Office doing their job? Okay? You email people, you don't get responses. You don't even have it forwarded to the correspondence unit. It's just ignored. This is not transparency. Okay? Okay? A technical question. The previous 3 meetings were not live webcast. Is there a reason for that? I don't know what today's is, but they haven't been live webcast.
We had some technical difficulties, but we do then upload it.
They get uploaded, true, but we're now, I don't know if today's is going to go through. Is it going through?
Mr. Gelfand, if I may, and I don't want to get into debate with you, and I do appreciate your service as a valued educator in the city, but last month when you informed us that it wasn't being webcast, we got on it right away, and we checked with our technical people, and my understanding is it was working correctly. It may have been perhaps an issue on your side. We had no knowledge on our side, and we checked it because you called that in fact it was working appropriately. So we can take this off to the side. Maybe there's an issue with your browser or something, but we
Did anybody
did
get
check.
back to me?
My understanding was that was supposed to happen.
What?
My understanding was that was supposed
Nobody
to
got
happen.
back to me. I happened to have called up the firm that does live webcast, and the technician then told me there was no communications coming to his site. There was nothing there.
We can take that offline, but our understanding was it was working appropriately.
Okay? But it should be checked. I mean, one of the things that you might want to do is have somebody in an office here go on and make sure that it's actually working once the meeting starts.
Actually, we do. Thank you for the suggestion.
But I think I think you would realize that if it wasn't working, we still have to go on with the meeting
Oh, absolutely.
on time.
Yeah.
And because we
I'm
do
just saying,
post it.
But it's something,
Right.
we're talking about modernization, we're talking about stonewalling or making changes because of modernization. But when there are problems, everything is said, well, once we've modernized, it won't be there. Well, we might not be here.
Right.
Okay? Okay? I find it upsetting that this is not transparency and it's not member-centered.
Well, the modernization effort is a multi-year effort, and it's been laid out. There's a plan on what goes in what time frames, and it's very disruptive to a project to be moving things around. So when we say it's going to be taken care of during modernization, it's on our plan to address it, but it can't. It's not really the way you manage a project and get things done by constantly changing that based on, you know. So you will see it, but you'll see it when when the project is
A
done.
few years ago, when there was an error in the unit value,
Mhm.
there were corrections made, and they were made once it was brought to TRS. It wasn't that we'll wait till the modernization and then correct everybody's account.
No, but we can't.
There are times that things have to be corrected without waiting.
Yes, and we do that when it's necessary. We do that when it's necessary. But we do take all of your input into consideration, and as we said, when we get into the phase that addresses them, we'll try to incorporate them.
Thank you, Mr. Gelfand. Do I hear a vote? It's time now to move into executive session. Do I hear a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. We're gonna ask all the public to please leave as we go into executive session.
Okay, in executive session, several manager and service provider contracts were discussed. Consensus was reached, which will be announced at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Susan. Do we have anything else for today?
No.
Okay, seeing nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kazansky. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. The
Debbie did
meeting
a
is
great
adjourned.
job.